If you are a new mom and you are worried about if your baby is getting enough breast milk, the fact that you are watching this video shows that you are researching how to take care of your baby. So you're already doing a great job. A lot of new moms underestimate how much milk they are producing. A lot of new moms, a lot of lactation consultants say new moms are most likely to think that their baby isn't getting enough food when in fact they are. So don't stress so much. Stress is bad for milk production. You want to just think confidently and be positive while you're breastfeeding your baby. The baby will sense your confidence, and that will just help the whole thing and your milk production. So the first thing is to just remember that you're doing a really great job. All right, so how can you tell if your baby is getting enough breast milk? Well, new babies should be eating every 2 to 3 hours. If your baby's eating every 2 to 3 hours, that is a good sign. They have what's called feeding cues. My little baby, she used to bite her hands and eat her hands when she was little, and that would tell me she was getting hungry. I'd put her on the boob, she would latch, and she would nurse until she was satiated. And if that's happening, then your baby's probably getting a good amount of breast milk. Let's see, what else? Oh yeah, their little fists. When a baby is hungry, they have a clenched little fist a lot of the time. And you'll notice that the baby, when they are satiated, starts to relax their hands. So if you see that happening, your baby is probably getting enough breast milk, and that's a really good sign. Now, the big thing that the nurses told me, and then I have a sister that's a medical practitioner, and she told me the thing that you should really pay attention to is how many wet diapers the babies are producing in a day. If your baby is producing 6 or more wet diapers in a day, that's a really good sign they are hydrated. They're getting what they need. So every time my baby had a wet diaper, and I would change it, and then 20 or 30 minutes later, I'd have to change her diaper again, I would be thankful. I would say, oh, that's awesome. You are very well hydrated. You're doing a great job, baby. So yeah, be very happy and thankful when you have to change wet diapers. It's a good sign that your baby is getting enough breast milk. Another thing, if you're worried, is your baby growing? If you are seeing that your baby is getting bigger, then they're probably getting a good amount of breast milk. They will be going to their wellness visits fairly often when they're little, and you'll get to see the weight that they're gaining and the length that they're gaining and how they're growing in height, and you'll be able to see that the baby is growing. If you are really worried about it, the thing that you can do is you can buy a scale and you can weigh the baby before you breastfeed them, and you can weigh them afterwards. I don't think you need to do this. That would be overkill. Maybe if your baby isn't gaining weight, that's something that you might want to consider doing, at which point you need to talk to your pediatrician. But for the most part, if your baby's growing and gaining weight, you don't need to worry about that. Okay, so the one thing that you can't use as an indicator to tell if your baby is getting enough breast milk is the amount that you are pumping. I rented a medical grade breast pump from the hospital when I was a new mom, and I was pumping and getting X amount of milk every time I pumped. Maybe it was 3 ounces, 4 ounces, maybe, every time I pumped. And then I went back to work and I got myself a wearable pump, which I will talk about in a future video. And that wearable pump wasn't as efficient as a medical grade pump. And so I was only getting 2 to 3 ounces, maybe 4 ounces on a good day every time I pumped. And that is not an indicator of how much your baby is getting when they nurse, because your baby is the most efficient way of extracting milk from your boob. Your baby is more efficient at getting the boob out of your breast than any other method. So you don't know by pumping how much milk you're getting when you breastfeed the baby directly. If you're seeing only 3 to 4 ounces every time you pump, that doesn't mean you're only getting 3 or 4 ounces every time the baby nurses. If the baby really latches on there and stays suckling for a long time, it could be a lot more than that. Also, the baby suckling for a long time increases milk production. So, that's always a good thing. Some people want to pump exclusively, and if that's you, you do you. But it might be better to spend more time nursing the baby. It's also a really nice way to bond and spend time with your baby. It's really time consuming, but it is a good use of time. It is really nurturing to your child. But, whatever works for you. If you found this video helpful, please do me a favor and subscribe to my channel. Also, if you want to tip me a buck or two, you can go to my GoFundHer account. Alright, well, good luck with your journey and what you're doing. I hope you have a great day.